Hi, how you doing? I'm Iggy Sharp. I'm going to show you how to take the peach stuttering. I can't. Take another.
Hi, this is Tamara with Real Food, Real Life, and we're awful excited to have Iggy. And so we're going to learn a lot about tower gardens and how you can grow one too.
This is real food, real life.
So the very first step in tower gardening is getting your seedlings prepared. Because without seedlings, you can't have full-grown plants. It's very simple. This comes in your tower garden kit. Small tray, some rock wool, and then you have your seeds separate. First, you soak your rock wool in nutrient solution. Then you take your seeds and you put them in small holes that are pre-cut in the top of the rock wool. After about 5 days or so, you'll have something that looks like this, with the roots coming out the bottom, and that's how you know it's ready to go in your tower.
I don't know if anyone's ever grown anything before, but I had not from seed. And it was really exciting to see them be born. They felt like little babies. So with that now, I've got these beautiful little semi-grown, what do you call these then?
These are seedlings.
Just still seedlings.
Still seedlings, about 2 weeks of growth, and we've got all sorts of seedlings here.
What kind of seedlings are these?
Well, we've got some cucumbers. We have some flat leaf parsley, some cilantro, arugula, kale, even some beautiful bright lights Swiss chard. And all of this can grow in your tower.
Now also when you're putting the tower together, you have to start with the heaviest, like if I wanted tomatoes or cucumbers, they need to be on the bottom because they would wrap themselves around. What I think is really exciting is that I like to juice. I don't use a lot of herbs, so you would just do a few little cubes of herb, a lot of them of kale, which I love, and spinach and all these wonderful things.
Right.
So now as we get to this point, it's been a few weeks. They've sat in a little tray in water, and I've watered them every day and made sure that they stay very healthy in the sunshine. Now I live in Oregon, so there wasn't a lot of sunshine on many days, so I used, what do they call it, a heating pad?
A heating mat.
A heating mat.
Yep.
And so that seems to be very valuable to these little wonderful creatures. It seems to lay underneath here, but it gets them to grow faster and stronger. We're going to start with the Swiss chard because, as Iggy says, it's really fun to have them grow up really tall. And it's kind of fun to stick with the same things up at the top so they have kind of a beautiful little uniform. And I'm also going to put some parsley up here. Their little hair gets crazy too. Now I'm going to take a cucumber, and the reason I'm going to go down here, it's going to grow and the cucumbers are starting to make this very heavy. He says you just wait till it gets a little closer and you just kind of wrap it over her so it's got a little shoulder to lean on.
Or you can have it wrap around the bottom and just sit on the base itself.
Of course, you only want to grow as much as you have space for. You don't want to grow too many of these and not be prepared to put them on your tower. Or like me, you just buy another tower. This is like Christmas and you're putting bulbs on. So a little bit like decorating a Christmas tree. And we have also places you can get more seeds that we trust and we know non-GMO and organic. Which of course you're going to grow them yourself, you might as well have the best quality, and it's really quite affordable. So we talked about how you soak it before you of course put the seedlings in.
Right.
But I noticed that it doesn't say that in the instructions to add any nutrients in the water. And you had suggested possibly using these to soak the rock wool.
So what I suggest doing is making a nutrient solution, pH balancing it down to around 5.5 because that's where you want pH in your water to be, and then soaking your rock wool in that nutrient solution with lowered pH. The reason why that's important is because rock wool has a pH of its own. It's a little bit higher. So when you soak the rock wool in that lower pH, it neutralizes it. That's a much better environment for the seeds to then sprout. Also, it's really important from then on to just water with regular water for about 3 days after it germinates. Once the seedlings start to show real green leaves, that means that they're photosynthesizing and they need to use nutrients. And that nutrients, then you're going to water with your nutrient water. It's as simple as that.
Easy, right. And what great advice, because yours always look so wonderful and so well fed and they taste so delicious.